Greetings to the Chamber Orchestra at Kane Middle School in Rockwall, Texas. My name is Press Maxon. A few weeks ago, your teacher, Mrs. Nelson, sent me letters that you wrote me after you watched my TEDx talk, In Pursuit of Bad Art. And first things first, I have to say, thank you for watching. And also, I'm very flattered that you took the time to write me letters, ask me questions, and in some cases, thank me. It was really inspiring. I loved reading each and every one of them. And there are a few things I'd like to address about each letter. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Transition music. First, I'd like to shout out to Taylor H. Thank you for saying the talk was inspiring. And thank you for the lovely artwork in the margin of your letter. As you know, I love art, and this is definitely good art. Very simple, yet tasteful. Plus, I'm not making this up, but bees are my 7th favorite animal, only behind jackals, giraffes, leopard seals, penguins, ladybugs, and our dog, whose name is also Ladybug. Time to move on. Our next letter is from someone calling themselves Mango. And I would assume Mango is your real name, except that you yourself put mango in quotations, leading me to believe it's probably not exactly what it says on your birth certificate. But I was prepared to believe. I really was. I want you to know I appreciate the smiley face and the signature of your letter, and what I also sort of assume is a thumbs up or maybe a sideways picture of a hippopotamus. I'm not sure. Anyway, you asked, would trying to improve your errors really be escaping your mistakes? That's an excellent question. I think it's great to try and improve your errors. That's how we all get better. But my point was, if you let those errors consume you, or let the parts of your creative process that you're not happy with consume you, then you're probably not developing and growing and moving on. What's cooler than fixing an old story you wrote 3 years ago, writing a brand new one that's even better? That's my take. You do you, Mango. Do what makes you happy. By the way, you also said that your question was rhetorical because you weren't expecting a reply at all. Well, here I am, Mango. Here I am. Let's keep going. Now on to Miles. Miles, your note had so many golden moments I couldn't even begin to count them. But of course my favorite is your postscript where you say, you must have been the coolest kid in elementary school. All those ideas with the triple underline. Let me tell you, Miles, I gotta say, you're exactly right. I was the coolest kid in elementary school. At least I thought I was the coolest kid in elementary school, and actually I think that's okay. I think it's cool to believe that you're cool. That's my philosophy. Here's another picture of me driving a boat with my friend Bobby. What gets cooler than that? And the older I got, the cooler I got. Like, here's a picture of me apparently taking a nap in my locker because that looks comfortable. Here I am playing in my rock and roll power trio. I think this was in junior high, maybe. Recognize anyone in that photo? Cameo alert! Anyway, looking back now, I realize I went to elementary school, junior high, and high school with so many kids who really were actually cool. And I think back, wow, I was so lucky to be surrounded by so many people who were creative, who were funny, who were smart. It made me better. So I hope that you look back at your time at Kane with the exact same spirit. Look around you, there's so many great people around you. Learn from them, have fun with them. I think you'll find it valuable. Okay, several of you didn't ask a question, but did draw parallels between the talk and your own creative process. So I would like to highlight those now. Veda, you talked about building a house from the bottom up. I think that's a wonderful metaphor for the creative process, and I'm really glad that you put it that way. Thank you. Sophie, you called mistakes building blocks. I love that idea. Those famous painters I talked about certainly used their early drafts as building blocks. That's a great point. Elizabeth, you talked about shanking a volleyball. That's a mistake you can't fix. It's done. It's in the past. You can't go back and unshank the volleyball. To your excellent point, no use dwelling on that. Just focus on your next play. That's the game. Madison, you talk about doing drafts of your playing test in orchestra. That's a great practice. Keep it up. Grant, you built a metaphor of creating bad art as you began learning your instrument. That's perfect. Exactly what we're talking about, and I'm so glad that you see it that way. I hope you enjoy playing. And several of you wrote just to say thank you. To Madison C., Brandon, Calvin, and Nathan, I say you're welcome. And thank you again for the time it took to watch and write. Zach, thank you for agreeing with me that we can't run from our bad art. We must embrace it on the way to our masterpieces. Evelyn, thank you for saying that you love the story about me writing my first book. I loved hearing that, and I'm so glad it resonated. Marco, you say, and I quote, I believe you are right. Well, that's a phrase I don't hear around here that often. Hey, everybody. Marco said I was right.
Yeah, you are right sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, kinda.
Catherine, I was touched when you said you thought my talk was inspirational. Thank you for saying that, and you have very nice handwriting. Sean, you said my talk was insightful and gave you new perspective. I'm so glad. Thank you for saying that. Kat, you called it an enriching talk and delightful to listen to. Thank you, that made me smile. Thank you to all of you. Your letters absolutely made my day. I hope you all have so much fun this summer. And don't forget to play those instruments. They are a great way to relax, have fun with friends, spread a little joy, and dare I say it, create some good art. Please say hi to Mrs. Nelson for me and tell her she's so cool, because she is. You really, really lucked out with her. And thank you again so much. I will see you guys around.